Ahoy, hello and welcome to a review of 2019 BMW 6 Series GT 630D. That means a 3-liter diesel engine, and I will get to the name later on. But stepping inside the vehicle is fairly easy. It's much easier than in 7 Series because you have got a higher roofline, but the interior is traditional BMW known from 5 or 7 Series. We've got plenty of features which we can talk about, starting with of course, the driving selection modes, the instrument cluster, which is fully digital and easy to use, some trims in glass black plastic, which is not the best, but very easy HVAC controls to operate them using touch and real controls buttons. But the interior is very nice in general. Of course, you can plenty have customizable features: brown leather, red leather, white leather. Space is an abundance in the rear, no problems there. Of course, a wireless charger as well. Using the touchscreen, the 10.3-inch display is very easy, very sharp graphics, and if you know iDrive from previous years, you will feel right at home using this one as well. Now, you've got also the possibility of using the touch screen, the voice commands, as well as the controller itself, and you can also use the letters writing on the sat-nav system to place the destination you want of your liking. Overall, the system is very easy and very responsive, no problems there. I personally like this iDrive 6.0 a bit better than the newest one, which has widgets kind of stuff, but this one is probably one of the easiest to use from all the generations. Not to forget, you also have the possibility of using the gesture controls, which are kind of gimmicky, but when you want to impress your friends, then that's the option as well. Not to forget about the modern standards as the ambient lighting settings, which have plenty of features to choose from. However, it's not up to the standard of, for example, the new CLS or A7 class, which have more options in terms of variability of colors. The old one which is replaced was called the BMW 5 Series Gran Tourismo or GT. BMW remains a trifle embarrassed about building a common person hatchback, so it positions the GT as a fine luxury 5-door coupe. And as a coupe, now it qualifies with an even number in BMW's naming strategy. Therefore the 6. You sit a bit higher than the 7, which helps getting in and out from the vehicle. It's still a bit heavy, weighing over 2 tons and having over 5 meters in length, but engineers try to build it that it doesn't feel bulky, as the weight would suggest. It had lost 150 kilograms compared to the old generation. However, it doesn't use the carbon fiber reinforced plastic composites as does the 7 Series. Therefore, it won't handle as greatly as the 7 does. Starting up the vehicle is very easy. You have all the adjustments done electronically, such as the steering wheel or the mirrors. So you just program the memory and you're ready to go. Now let's talk about the driving, because, well, that's the most important thing. My father used to own the 540 GT, so the successor is, well, very comparable to it. And from the get-go I can say that this still feels like a proper BMW to drive. You've got a steering response which is very nice, very weighty. The steering wheel itself is thick and you feel like you have the control of the vehicle at all times. There is the thing that BMWs feel they want to be pushed more, drive a bit harder, and this is no exception. Although, of course, it's very heavy. But the engine, also in the standard trim, the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder with, I believe, 286 horsepower is plenty of punch. Also, driving in city, the Executive Drive Pro with the rear wheel steering helps you also to move around tight spaces, and the 360 cameras do as well, which have pretty much the best graphic system in the car industry at all. But because I want to remain objective as possible, I personally have the opinion that this was very expensive model and it didn't feel quite refined and isolated. It cost around 100,000 euro, and there was also always a tire and wind noise, a bit more than I firstly anticipated, or you would anticipate from such a luxury car. A7 or CLS do it much better. Even the 7 Series feels more cushioned, more streamlined, more quieter and refined. But because of this, you feel a bit more engaged to driving than the rest. It's possibly that the suspension and all the components work in conjunction to give you the feeling like a BMW always used to. So you always want to push the car more, push it to the corners with greater speed than you would do in Mercedes or any other luxury brand, but for my liking the noise was a bit higher. Also, it felt like it was a sports car, although it wasn't. It had a 3-liter inline 6, as I said, not a 60, around 6 seconds. The biggest problem in long-term ownership can be the reliability issues, so make sure you have a long-term warranty and good connection with your dealer. So in my final words, really just drive it, test it out, see if you don't mind the noise, and probably that's it. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you.